Email marketing isn't dead, it's evolving. With an average ROI of $36 for every dollar spent, it remains a marketing powerhouse. But here's the twist. Making your emails more inclusive isn't just good ethics, it's good business. As an inclusive marketing strategist and consultant who has analyzed countless campaigns, I can tell you that I've noticed that the brands that are embracing inclusion in their email marketing are attracting, converting, and retaining more subscribers. When people feel like your brand sees them, they're much more likely to hit the buy now button rather than the unsubscribe link. So let's explore 5 strategies that brands like Beyonce's Cecred, Royal Caribbean, and Sprinkles Cupcakes use to make their subscribers feel like VIPs. First up is how Sprinkles Cupcakes celebrates cultural heritage. Sprinkles Cupcakes does a fantastic job of making sure that people whose cultural heritage is traditionally underrepresented and underserved feel seen with their emails. The brand does this by communicating about various special edition cupcakes that highlight different cultures and celebrations. Whether it's emailing about cupcakes for Lunar New Year, Hanukkah, or other special flavors the brand has incorporated that are specific to communities like Cuba, Puerto Rico, or Vietnam, the variety in their offerings is a smart way to get more people to buy. Sprinkles has found a way to communicate about cultural heritage in both subject lines to hook people in, as well as in the body of the emails. When I received the email about their special edition Coquito cupcakes, I immediately called my husband and told him that we should buy some from his coworkers and for our neighbors who are of Puerto Rican descent. That's the magic of this approach. Cultural recognition goes beyond just the people that you are seeing with that particular communication. Try this for yourself. Think about all the different cultures and identities that are represented as a part of your customer base. Then find a way to authentically weave it into your communications. One thing to note, it is very important to plan out your communications in advance. Nobody wants to read a hastily thrown together email about celebrating International Women's Day. It's also important to note, if you are featuring content or communications or a product that comes from a culture that is not your own, or that's celebrating or featuring a culture that is not your own, embrace co-creating with the people who are part of those communities that your communications are about. All right, the second example we're going to walk through comes from Royal Caribbean and how they tap into the power of language. Now, recently, whenever I booked a cruise for both my family and my Argentine in-laws, Royal Caribbean impressed me by sending me emails in Spanish that corresponded to the language associated with my sister-in-law's passport. A super smart move for a company that is serving global travelers. I thought it was cool to see the email topics are very much aligned in both English and Spanish when it comes to big brand announcements as well. Now, as I mentioned before, this is a very smart strategy because the people who go on cruises don't only speak English. And since a lot of people who go on cruises are repeat customers, I've been on 5 cruises to date, email marketing is one way that brands like Royal Caribbean are able to stay connected. These emails are also a great way to introduce new offers as well as to encourage people to book their next voyage. As such, I highly recommend that you communicate with people in their preferred language. You will reach a lot more consumers that way. Okay, try this for yourself. Identify the most common language spoken by both your existing customers and the customers that you desire to serve. Then plan out email marketing strategies in those specific languages that enables you to send them the relevant messages that they need to take the next step forward with you. Okay, here's one small thing to note. The emails that Royal Caribbean sends are not direct translations. The headlines are similar, but they cover topic themes from different angles and that are most relevant in the languages they are communicating in. Okay, the third example comes from Beyonce's hair care brand Cecred and how they focus on representation. Beyonce's hair care brand Cecred touts that it is a brand for all hair types. In its email marketing campaigns, it uses visual imagery, often in the form of photos that animate in a sequence to show different hair types and the identities associated with them. Representation matters. And when people are able to see photos of people like them in these email communications, it helps to clearly and quickly answer this very common question that is in the minds of consumers, both consciously and subconsciously. Will this product work for people people like me? And the answer for people receiving the Cecred emails is yes, because they see themselves represented in the imagery. Okay, try this for yourself. Take note of all the different identities who have the problem that your brand solves and that you want to serve. Then, whenever you're displaying images of people in your emails, intentionally include people who represent your ideal customers so that people can see themselves represented and know that your brand is for people like them. All right, the fourth example comes from Tarzan Kay and how she leans into accessibility. Email marketing expert Tarzan Kay brilliantly includes an audio version link at the top of her emails. And the audio version is narrated by her, not some robotic AI voice. This makes her content accessible to people with visual impairments and those who prefer to listen rather than read. The technical term for this is text-to-speech and is commonly used by people with visual impairments. Now, there's a ton of written content online, and people who are visually impaired will often use screen readers to translate that text into speech. And for the past versions of emails that are archived on Tarzan's website, there's an audio player included directly on that page as well. All right, try this for yourself. Research the tech associated with adding text-to-speech capabilities into your marketing emails and then drop it in. Bonus points if you add a real person voicing the content rather than AI. And the last example we are going to cover today comes from Mindstream and how Mindstream writes newsletter content for different identities. A lot of people are interested in learning about AI these days. The Mindstream newsletter, which was recently acquired by HubSpot, educates more than 200,000 people globally with its daily newsletter on a range of AI topics. I talked with Maria Garib, one of the principal writers of the Mindstream newsletter, and she told me that the brand has been able to attract such a diverse range of subscribers to their newsletter because they write for them. For Mindstream, that means covering different AI topics related to geographic regions, disciplines such as graphic designers, content writers, and students interested in AI from different angles. It also includes degrees of knowledge such as AI policy decisions on one end of the spectrum and how to get started with AI on another. And it also includes pop culture and mainstream topics because Swifties will open an email featuring Taylor Swift related AI content. Okay, try this for yourself. Map the different identities represented within your existing email subscriber base. Then work on creating content that speaks to those individual identities and their specific needs and interests. Remember, inclusion will make your email marketing more effective. Inclusive email marketing isn't just kind, it's profitable. One of the reasons that is because people from underrepresented and underserved communities are often much more loyal to the brands who take the time to see them, simply because so many other companies, quite frankly, don't even bother. All right, choose an inclusive email marketing strategy to experiment with for your brand as a starting point. Then monitor it over time to see how it increases your subscriber base, as well as how it improves other email marketing metrics that you are tracking. Okay, so now I want to hear from you. In the comments below, let me know which of these strategies makes the most sense for your brand. And from a consumer standpoint, I want to hear from you on if there are any specific strategies that you've seen in email marketing campaigns that make you feel seen, supported, and like you belong with the brand. I want to hear all about it. Let's chat about it in the comments below. Until next time, remember, everyone deserves to have a place where they belong. Let's use our individual and collective power to ensure more people feel like they do. Thanks so much for watching. Talk to you soon.